The theater review understands genre, how the genre either remains true, wobbles, or crosses over to other genres intentionally or not. And that is so important, is that you go to a play, and we can use Vertigo as an example. That's the mystery theater. That's the whodunit theater. And suddenly, they're trying plays there that are not really the genre that people are expecting. And so you go there and you go, is this really a mystery play? Is this really a whodunit? And you know, as an audience member, as a critic, you have to completely take that out of your head. You know, all right, okay, it's out of their genre, so how are they making it work for their theater? Yes.
And also, how does the genre change, or how does sometimes a director superimpose their idea of a different genre onto another piece, which is sometimes really painful when you know that this is supposed to be a drama, it's being directed like a slapstick, or it's a slapstick and it's being directed like a drama.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one thing to put a little slapstick in to that, but to make the whole thing slap, you go, but that's not the way it was written. That's not the genre. And it's so very important, the difference between like comedy and farce, okay? There's a huge difference. And if you're going to have a comedy, then don't let it go into the farce. I mean, it can have elements of farce very, very gently, but don't let it slide right into farce, because then you're doing two different plays at the same time. And I've seen that happen way too many times.
Yeah.
And I think where that happens is when the actors or the director are doing a farce or doing a comedy, and they want it to be funny. So they're playing funny, and that's not how it's written. You know, the humor comes out of it being ordinary, natural, and the audience sees the humor in the situation. If the actors see too much humor in the situation, then it becomes silly. Then it's, see me, I'm funny, and that's dressing up in costume and going out for Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, I think when you use the word situation there, so often sitcom becomes a lesser genre, and people think that, oh, it's devalued somehow. But when the humor is coming from the situation, that's the most important thing.
And if a sitcom is done well, and again, it being that these are real people caught in an unreal or an exaggerated situation, that's funny. But if the people themselves are trying to be funny, then it isn't funny.
Yes.
You know, it isn't, because then they're not real people. We can't identify with them. Whereas if they're real people, we go, yep, that would be me. That's how I would react. And that's what you find funny.
Yes. It's sometimes hard to review things that jump genres, and part of that is the surprise. And so I find it hard to write the review because it was all a dream, for example, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, that's the Lunchbox Theater one I'm talking about. You know, when you get to the end of the show, and that's when they tell you that those were all dream sequences. You go, oh, wow, now I want to see it again. No, I don't want to see it again. But you know what I mean? You go, I should have known that somewhere along the way so I could watch those scenes and see that they were, imagination and not real.
Yeah. And that goes back to the playwright wanting to keep the cards
too close to their
chest.
Yeah. Don't leave us stranded until the last minute. Yes.
Yeah.